Welcome to the Wheel is Podcast. How y'all doing on this Friday? It's my lunchtime. It's my little lunch break. We're gonna take a little time out just to say hi and boy, I've had some technical difficulties. I think I've straightened out, hopefully, but we're gonna keep pushing. We're gonna keep pushing forward. We're gonna keep doing this, good positive work. This epic work that we're gonna be doing. So, uh, thank you for your patience. Like I said, I want to give you good content. I want to give you the best content that I can provide. I want to be a good host. I want to be a good friend, a good brother, a good confidant. And so when we take this journey, we moving together again. So what we're gonna get into today on this Good Friday, we're gonna share a few more things. We're gonna talk about a few more things. Um, but you know, right now I just wanted to see how this live is going to come out, and make sure y'all can hear me, understand me, so that we can go into some things. Okay. So right now, and by the way, the show that I shared was a little choppy. The books that I shared, if you go on the Wheel is Podcast, click on the post section, you'll get to see a list of those books on that in that post section. I listed quite a few, probably duplicated a couple, but it's okay. You're gonna find what you need. Hopefully, you find something interesting. And in those comments, just make sure you leave a like in those comments and let me know what you want to know about that book. Let me know if you want me to do a show about one of those particular books. So let's get into the show, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna talk about this book right here. It's called The Iceman's Inheritance. There you go. So, three historic sources of Western man's sexism and aggression. So, I'm gonna give you a little brief about this book because I want you to read it yourself. This book goes into a very thorough explanation of how we come into this world that we're in presently. So, like they say, if you don't like in the words of Dr. Nellie Fuller, if you don't understand history or race, um, if you don't understand those two things, you don't understand the concepts of them, everything else will confuse you. So, the reason why I wanted to talk about this subject because it's so hot and heavy, and there's a lot of confusion about how we just so happen to arrive at this current state that we're in. So, I'm going to give a little advice because I'm going to keep this show kind of short, and I'm going to keep referencing back to that book. I don't want to hold you too long because I want you to do some stuff yourself, and that's called research. So the Iceman's Inheritance is the focus on the book is how you have a lot of misconceptions about the world, about the people in the world, about how people think they have this right, to kind of move about how they please and things of that nature. But the thing is, the world is rapidly changing. There's a lot of confusion, and if y'all research that book right there, if you just read it, it's really going to show you. It's going to give you a pathway of understanding the psychology behind, the Iceman. So when you're dealing with a being. See, the Iceman, it doesn't have feelings, doesn't have a way forward. It only thinks about itself in a very undesirable way because the way it perceives itself, it has a me first. me first mentality, that me first. We're all supposed to be an array of people. Unfortunately, some people only concern themselves with their kind of people. That specific mentality has been fostered and adopted by all kinds of people. Literally. I mean, from this complexion to the lightest of the light. So I would say the Iceman's mindset really is the issue and not necessarily the skin color because anybody can adopt the mindset. It's called self-hate. People they adopt that self-hate concept on a continuum. So I really like being careful and I like being specific about certain things simply because you don't want to put yourself in a predicament to where you have to backtrack or say things that are not applicable to certain people. I mean, that's why a lot of things aren't about skin color, people. It's about your mentality. It's not about the way you look, it's about the way you act. um, and I say that because I know a great deal of intelligent aboriginal people like myself globally, Caucasians globally, or Mongols globally. So Asians, Caucasians, indigenous blacks globally. I mean, we all are pretty cool people from different walks of life. It just depends on how much you know. That's why the importance of the Will This podcast is about knowing who you are. Okay? Knowing who you are, that allows you to have that conversation with people. That allows you to have an extensive conversation with people and not be so prejudgmental, or they call that prejudice. Or, you can do away with your bigotry because a lot of the notions that people think they know, they're false concepts. We build them up in our head ourselves, and we call them safe places so that we can exist to make ourselves feel like we haven't done anything wrong. And some people like to play the perpetual victim. So, what we want to do is we want to grow up, take accountability, and we want to move our mindsets forward. We want to change our mindsets into a will that you're happy with. They gotta say the will is, yeah, the will within, though. That's what you can manipulate, reinvent, restructure, and so you can produce another product. That's the same thing I do with the show. I'm gonna tweak it, get better at it, and everything. So we can do that daily. We can do that together. How about that? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to take up too much of your time. I hope you like me sharing that book for you at least. Yeah. Yeah. Check that out. It gave you a lot of insight into how the world is functioning today. That's just one reference. I'll be giving you a few references. But let me get up out of here, people. Hey, remember, the wheel is yours.